Bleary Line 70 says, I'm never going to complain about the let's open our TV show with a fucking banger philosophy. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. And yeah, that's what this was. I even said it, I think, on the threads. I said, man, we're starting this off with a good old wrestling match here. Some mat wrestling. This guy's got on the ground and started twisting and slapping and fucking pulling, and you know what I mean? I loved it. I loved all of this, man. This thing, I like that AEW does this, right? We know a big match is coming. We're opening with it to get you hyped, right? And get everybody involved. You get that crowd rolling. And then almost right out of that, they roll into, now we can give you some vignettes to kind of further the stories that we're getting into, right?
Yep,
I like
100%. I liked the match by itself. Easy, right? It's a very good match. It's something that if it was on a streaming service, I might watch again, right? It was that good. I also like that Ospreay beats Danielson in a different way than when Danielson beat Shibata. Or excuse me, when Ospreay beat Shibata is a different way than when Danielson beat Shibata, right? It wasn't the same like, well, if you're going to submit him, so am I. It was two different totally style matches. The one thing that I think that suffered, and it's not his fault in the slightest, but Shibata kind of comes out of this looking like, well, that guy ain't.
I said that last week. I was like, poor Shibata, what'd this guy do? He's thinking, come on, guys. You couldn't have picked somebody else to do this with?
Because that could have been a good swerve where, if you wanted to, which I'm not saying you should, but if Shibata beats Ospreay, then he can insert himself into this and be like, let's make it a triple threat because I beat him, you beat me, but then I beat you, and all that kind of stuff. And then you could have done that. But for what it was, it was great. It got you going. AEW does a fantastic job. I will say this. They kind of flipped the script as far as wrestling shows go, at least in my mind, where the trope has always been, let's get you invested. Here's a promo or here's a recap. And then our first match is mid-card guy versus curtain jerker, right? This, like AEW, generally speaking, it's, hey, you're here for Ospreay. Well, he's here now. Be here now. At 7:00, one true time zone. That's when he comes.
We've discussed this a few times. In today's thing, they're not just measuring the TV station ratings. They're measuring social media. They're measuring a bunch of other things to determine the success for this and to sell advertising against. And so gone are the days of like, we've got you for 2 hours, so we're going to give you this stuff while we build up anticipation. We're going to lose you if we don't give you the bangers, right? So we got to give you the bangers coming out right out of the gate. Keep you here.
Well, yeah, and it also it conditions you to say, hey, I got to stop stuff right now and I got to get to this because I may not get a recap or a replay of what I missed at the top of the show. Now,
people are going to be all over threads talking about this. I gotta be in the conversation. Right.
Yeah. And again, obviously people, have DVR and can rewind, but you understand the point there.
Right. But it's not the same when you're not in with the community here, with the 100% wrap-up fans and all of that.
100%. Yeah.
So
like Ospreay gets the victory after an about 20-minute match, I think it was.